Angels Care Home Health, serving Hayes and the surrounding areas, is a Medicare-certified home health agency providing quality skilled nursing and restorative therapy services to patients in their homes.
I love the nurses that come and see me.
Angels Care is there to help 24 hours a day, and all services are covered 100% by Medicare for patients who are eligible.
Since I've learned about Angel Care, I would recommend them to anybody.
Angels Care Home Health. We serve patients.
Eagle Community Television presents Community Connection with your host, Mike Cooper.
Hello and welcome again to Community Connection from Eagle Community Television. Thanks for watching, and thanks to the producer and editor of our series, Jeff Durall, and also joining us, Brandon Cooley from Eagle Community Television today behind the cameras with us. Joining us today in Malloy Hall, room 126, Benjamin Cline, who's chair of the Department of Music at Fort Hays State University. We want to talk music with Ben, of course, and also preview the coming spring semester activities in the Department of Music and Theater at Fort Hays State University. Before we visit about those highlights that Ben will share with us, I wanted to call your attention to the programs this year which were developed and also are available at each of the performances of music and theater at Fort Hays State in the spring semester. And inside these particular programs, you'll find those merchants, groups, and organizations that are supporting music and theater at Fort Hays State University. And we hope that you'll take a look at these during your attendance at the presentations this spring semester, and tell those merchants that you appreciate their support of music, theater, and the arts at Fort Hays State University. Well, Ben, let's start with the highlights of the spring semester. What do we look forward to?
Well, we have a semester full of student performances. We will have an orchestra concert coming up 11th of February. That'll be the first major performance of the semester. Then we're going to have our band concerts, choir concerts. We have an opera that'll happen in early April. Of course, plays. Tommy Williams, just such a wonderful job directing those plays. We'll have one of those the first weekend in March, and then some student-led productions actually at the end of the semester. So we've got a website, and give us a few days, we're updating it, but if you go to fhsu.com, and then you're going to go /music-and-theater. And then right there on the front of the page, you're going to see calendar. You just click on that and everything's there.
Well, now what about tickets? Will there be an online ordering of tickets, or do we get those at the box office?
You get those at the box office.
Okay.
And it's not a problem. I mean, there's always tickets available. So we don't have an online system as of yet.
Once again, students special prices, seniors special prices, and then general public?
That's right. So actually students get in free. All students from any age. Student ID, you get in free. Senior citizens are discounted, and then we have a regular ticket price of $6 for general audience. So.
Well, once again, we'll have all kinds of music, and we'll get to enjoy a lot of different areas. Tell me about students involved, because the students make it happen.
They do. They make all of it happen.
Well, let's give our professors of music now some credit here, Ben.
But without the students, we'd just be up here, and
true.
You'd have silence, right?
Very true. Yes, indeed.
No, we have a great group of students. They are really dedicated to what they do. Boy, so many different ensembles. I mean, I mentioned just a few, but you've got a percussion ensemble, you've got jazz ensembles, you have small group ensembles like a flute choir, a clarinet choir. I'm probably forgetting a few. Of course, choirs, vocal choirs as well. Little string groups, you name it, they've got it, and they're doing it. They love to do it.
I wanted to share a little story along that line with you, Ben, if I could, from last summer when we were at the Memorial Union looking at the murals that were displayed by the Department of Art. And we noticed that it was the time of the High Plains Music Camp, and the tables were set up, and sign up for various choirs and performances were there, and every single one of those sign-up sheets was full with a waiting list
Yeah.
for kids who wanted to participate in all of the different areas.
That's right. That's right. And a lot of the students do more than just one thing. So they're generalists in a way, which is great because it makes them more marketable. So.
Part of what we'd like to talk about are a couple of scholarships, particularly that we wanted to highlight with you, Ben. One of those is Dr. Cynthia Kruger, who offered a scholarship for women. Dr. Kruger was a retired professor of sociology, donated $666,000 of that, a third of which will go to music and theater at Fort Hays State.
That's right. That's right. It's a really generous gift. I did not have the opportunity to meet her, but I did have the opportunity to meet a few of her family members last week when we had a press conference about this. What they told me is that even though her career was in sociology, that she had always had a love of music since a small girl. And she sang for a long time until she had some vocal changes. It happens, you know, boys in particular. But sometimes as you grow up or you start to age, voices change and then they just don't behave the way they used to. And she fell into that category, but always retained this love of music. And so as a testament to that love, this is one of the gifts she left behind.
Another of the scholarship programs which you can be a part of if you would so choose is the John Huber Memorial Scholarship. John, a very important part of the Department of Music for many, many years at Fort Hays State.
Many years. I often think of John still. He's greatly missed in the department. He had a profound impact on, I don't know how many people. I still run into people who graduated 10 years, 20 years, 40 years ago, and he's one of the names that is first on their lips. So.
It's got to be something very special about faculty members who are able to touch those lives for such a long period of time in such significant ways, Ben.
Really significant ways, and we miss him. We really do.
We're in Malloy Hall 126. What are we seeing here? What is this?
This is fantastic.
It is fantastic.
We're really happy
and
about this.
huge.
And huge. So this is the newly, not just remodeled, but expanded rehearsal room. We were cramped for space, both in terms of storage and in terms of actually being able to fit a body of students in here, especially the marching band. There were some years when there was hardly enough room to move as the students were in here with the marching band. So this is something we've been requesting for many years, and it finally came. And it literally doubles the amount of floor space that we have to use in here. But it also has some effects on storage. We've got behind us all this storage here as well, which makes a difference because part of in the older room, part of the issue was we didn't have enough storage. So not only were we cramped, but there wasn't enough floor space because you just had to leave things out. There's nowhere to put them. But the other thing it does is because it's so large, it actually creates a more acoustically appropriate environment. So you don't get such loud sounds and you're going to minimize some of the damage that can come from loud playing. So.
And we are sitting directly behind us are what, timpani?
Timpani, yeah. They're beautiful. They really are.
Tell me about music in general. Let's talk about this. Let me quote something from one of the programs that you addressed to patrons who attended events. We live in times of uncertainty and rapid change, and this is no less true for the performing arts. From disruptive technologies to virtual realities, the professional world of the performing arts continues to undergo significant changes in delivery, accessibility, commercial potential, and outreach. Like print media, the performing arts have been turned upside down by digital technologies.
Did I write that?
You wrote that. As a matter of fact, the cellist is pictured right here, perhaps in maybe one of his younger days, shall we say?
Hey, I still look about
Either
like
that or it was significantly photoshopped. We're not sure which. We'll find out and let you know.
I have aged a bit. You know, it's true. Everything is upside down. It's not an exaggeration. You know, there are economists now who are talking about the age we are entering being as significant as the original Industrial Revolution, simply because of automation, because of the technology and the speed at which things can happen now. Not only delivery, but simply innovation. And as we know, I mean, we're all facing issues of incomes and employability, and I mean, you know, what was this election about? That's not going to change, you know, regardless of whatever rhetoric we hear out of Washington. That's just not going to change, because we are in a revolutionary time when technology is going to simply change the way we interact with the world. Already is. So I don't know exactly what it means for music, but we're already seeing it happen in many ways. For example, record sales and CD sales used to be a significant portion of income. It's not anymore, because we all get on YouTube. It's free, you know, and in fact, most people now expect music for free. It isn't free to produce, but there it is, and that has upset the revenues and how that occurs. But there are also technologies that are affecting who can be a musician as well. We all know about auto-tune, and you know that's where you can manipulate the pitch of a person's voice or instrument, for that matter, make it in tune. When people started watching that television show Glee, those kids sang so well. Well, they sing pretty well even so, but it's all manipulated electronically, so it sounds absolutely perfect. That's not real life. Well, but now what you can do is you can take a average singer. They're a great show person, not particularly a good musician. You can make them sound like a good musician. There are electronic instruments coming out. We're just on the cutting edge of this, but it's going to happen. Like it happened with photography. You know, you used to have to go to school to learn how to use a camera, the f-stop, the aperture, all these sort of things. You can take great pictures on your iPhone now, yeah? And you don't have to study a thing, frankly. It's all done for you. This is happening in music too. We're a little bit behind because it's a little more complex. Sound is complex, but it's coming. And there are instruments now, electric trumpets, kid you not widely available. You still need to know something about music, but you don't have to have the kind of technique, the kind of physical command to make some music. It'll come. It's going to change everything.
Well, one thing that occurred to me, Ben, and you can elaborate on this, now a performer, a student even, can put together a solo, a small group, put it together, put it on a digital format, put it out to the world, bypassing any kind of commercial company or organization that used to control all of that.
That's right. That's exactly right. So, I mean, it's not, I don't want to sound like sky is falling. It just means that we have to change the way we interact with the field, with the possibility of making money. It's going to mean that, in a way, more people are able to create something and let people have access to it, mostly for free. You know, it's going to be a vocation. It's going to be something that a person does for love. Is it going to be something that's going to sustain one economically over the long term? Probably not. You know, I mean, we'll always need music teachers. We're still going to have professional musicians. It's not that that's going away. It's just that the field narrows. As, to borrow a phrase that's been used in other fields, as music sort of democratizes because of all of these available technologies, that it means that you don't have to have so much specialty in order to access it. That field for professionalism is going to narrow, while at the same time broaden access, and just, you know, like people used to sit on their porch and play a guitar. It's going to be a bit like that again in some ways.
But you're still going to have the professional musicians, the faculty members and such, to point those young people in the right direction and give them a basis of knowledge to then proceed.
I think so. I mean, to what extent? Who knows? You know, it's like manufacturing. You know, they opened up a new car plant, and people talk about that. I don't mean to get into politics. I'm not doing that. This is just reality. Open up a new car plant. You're going to provide employment. Well, A little bit. Most of it's automated. You're going to have a couple, 200-300 workers now who are overseeing the machines, and they better have a lot of advanced understanding of computers, of technology systems. But those aren't necessarily manufacturing jobs like they used to be. And it'll happen like this in a lot of fields, and music's probably going to be one of those.
But you're not going away anytime soon.
Well, I mean, today we still have regular instruments. We're talking, 30, 40, 50 years in the future.
And we can still enjoy the music.
Absolutely.
As
Absolutely.
the patrons and participants, if you will. Music and theater at Fort Hays State University. And once again, if you would, Ben, the website?
It is fhsu.edu/music-and-theater. And theater is T-R-E at the end.
Ben Cline, our guest today. He is chair of the Department of Music. Benjamin Cline from the Department of Music, Malloy Hall, and the newly remodeled 126, our community connection.
Angels Care Home Health, serving Hays and the surrounding areas, is a Medicare-certified home health agency providing quality skilled nursing and restorative therapy services to patients in their homes.
My Angel Care physical therapist taught me how to do exercises safely.
Angels Care is there to help 24 hours a day, and all services are covered 100% by Medicare for patients who are eligible.
It gives us independence in our home.
Angels Care Home Health. We serve patients.